Mac Boney, man. We back up in here in the Christian Cave. Just some random shit, you know what I'm saying, this Saturday afternoon watching college football. Nigga birthday was yesterday and shit. So, you know, shit's crazy. Niggas is Scotty Pippen and his motherfucker. But I don't got a headache type shit. You know, niggas is high. And we finna get this Kush Thoughts podcast shit back going, dog, on the real. For real. It's been too long, man. I've been missing talking to y'all motherfuckers about this random shit. Been too much going on, you know. I give y'all a whole perspective of Kendrick shit and, you know, and now, you know, the Diddy shit going crazy. Now, one thing with me, I told motherfuckers a long time ago, and it's not even me being a big Pac fan, but I knew that nigga was on some shit. He had that kind of, just that energy, the way he moved, the way he treated people, you know what I'm saying? The way you treat motherfuckers, you know, 'cause the way he did the band, bro, he had them niggas walk, go get some cheesecake, bro. Like, them niggas was stressing. Yo, this nigga Puff told me, yo, get some cheesecake, son. You gotta get the cheesecake. And them niggas was stressed the fuck out, bro. Like, and Daddy Line was one of the worst rappers of all time. But I love the energy. The energy was what we need in hip hop, you know. You know, I kind of inspired a lot of these new niggas too. But let me get a better angle. I look like the nigga from Power Rangers. If you know, you know. But type shit. Niggas is back. You know what I'm saying? And shit doing niggas right now. They up. I'm watching Colorado and Utah. You know, last year was tough. You know, you're trying to root for Dion. It was real tough because the whole situation with them niggas' ass. You know, the offensive line's getting a little better. But I said this. I said this also. I said Shador gonna probably be the most pro-rated quarterback I ever seen because this nigga can take. He has the most pressure I've seen damn near some of these quarterbacks, and he completing that shit like dots. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see what he can do on a team. Like Tennessee would be a good squad for him to go to, just because they got the weapons. Calvin Ridley good. I think all they need is a legit tight end. I've always said this: any quarterback best friend is a tight end. Of course, a great offensive line, but you need a tight end that can get open and got sure hands. You know what I'm saying? You got sure hands, you ain't got no problem, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. But your college football shit getting down in the nitty gritty. The playoff shit just got released this past Tuesday. Everybody's like, "Oh my god!" It's kind of the teams you kind of expected to be, you know, at the top. But yeah, man, college football always been lit. Shout out to niggas coming back with the football game and shit, nigga. I might actually start doing some, try to go on Twitch and start getting this shit going and start doing more streaming because I already got two niggas in the NFL. You know, my nigga Tyrod Woodson and I got my nigga Lamar King and shit, quarterback. Yeah, niggas cold. But anyway, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I know this is old news. This shit has been talked about since May, the whole Kendrick Drake shit. But like, dog, it's just kind of funny to me. Like I say this because I think Skepta had said some shit a couple of days ago. He's like, "Why these niggas saying this about each other?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, but there's always been that part of when beef happens. You know, it's always gonna be some shit. You know, it's gonna be someone saying the most outrageous shit possible. Like Jay-Z told Nas, and these two were big rappers at the time. These dudes were the biggest rappers. Like I guess you could say the pillars of this shit right after Biggie and Pac died. You know what I'm saying? So because those two dudes, well, yeah, because it was really came out before. Yeah, it came out '96. So you know, but Pac, when Popular J was solidified. You know, going towards that time, Reasonable Doubt. People, what I've heard, because I was like six, I was like 5 years old when Reasonable Doubt came out. So I can't sit here and say what the streets was saying. But when I hear people watch interviews and shit, niggas be like, "Oh man, Reasonable Doubt didn't hit right away." Niggas weren't really taking Jay serious because they didn't get it. They didn't get some of the lingo he was talking about. And you know, that's why Jay's arguably one of the people, he arguably the best rapper of all time, just off the name. Like he's like that with Snoop. Like off that name, you gonna be like, oh shit, motherfucking. And Jay has some of the most craziest bars to this day. Like, and they got 7 straight summers. I would say that as a kid, just hearing the songs you see in just like my sister, shout out to my sister Aisha, she played a lot of the shit too. So she was in that age group, and she just graduated. I think she graduated in like '96. I think she graduated or some shit from high school, '97, some shit. I don't know. Might get my math wrong. Niggas is high, but she was listening to a lot of that shit. Like that's why I'm a big West Coast head because mainly the shit. I remember seeing her and my cousin Will. Like my cousin Will was like MCA back in the day and shit. So it's like that whole just that lingo and the music, the sound, and my pops. My mom's listen to a lot of funk and soul and shit. But overall, just seeing people saying that Jay, that Reasonable Doubt wasn't hidden right away, but I know more importantly, it took time for it to get to where it was at. But me, I remember when Hard Knock Life came out. That shit changed everything. Like my shit was Money Cash Hoes. Cause I love that beat. I was a kid like doom 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 doom. And I was like, oh shit. And DMX was my nigga too. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to that. That was like the era where I was like starting to really get to my like me listening to like the shit that was coming out. Because like my first really album I sat with as a kid was the Chronic album. That and Ready to Die. Ready to Die, Me Against the World, and the Chronic album. Those are three rap albums. Because I had my sister, she had the Chronic, she had Let Me Ride, the single where it was the remix with George Clinton. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. I'm up here playing motherfucking PS1, nigga. And this motherfucker just playing some shit. I'm playing motherfucking Crash Bandicoot. And I'm listening to motherfucking George Clinton, that motherfucker going crazy on the shit, listening to that shit loud. And I always was kind of scared listening to Me Against the World because it was an eerie feeling. This is like the first song before you heard If I Die Tonight. Y'all know the album, Me Against the World, how that shit set up. It was kind of eerie feeling as a kid because Pac was dead. I remember when Pac died. Like that day, everyone in my house was like sad, especially my older sister. She was huge. She talked to, so I said this during numerous times that she talked to Pac's sister, for damn near 2 hours on the phone. And I still can't believe she did that shit to this day, but she was a real dedicated fan of Pac, man. So, but no, I just like that era of like when Master P was just starting to pop. You know, I was hearing 8 Ball and MJG and just starting to hear. I saw it for the club on BET by 3 6 Mafia. As a kid, that was my first time seeing shit. BET, like back then, you got the way of getting into music. Of course, you had to watch. If you had cable, nigga, you was good. You got MTV, or you got somebody cream you go to, watch MTV and shit. Well, let's just say this: around the time where I was like around 7, that's like '98. You can see the hip hop was starting to transfer more to BET. It was already at BET, but like where MTV was on, MTV was made for the pop shit. But you got on MTV, of course, you had that's what you mean. You know what I'm saying? You the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when you hot. But BET was like that real shit when it came to hip hop. Because I remember, like I said, on Saturdays, they used to have the top 20 countdowns. They used to have the top 20 countdowns where artists would come up in there and they'd be like, oh, it's my favorite shit I grew up to. And it's everything from like, from 80s funk and soul, to shit, rock and roll, some shit like that, pop music, to course hip hop. And that, like, they'll open your catalog up. Of course, really my age group to what we actually surfed in the middle school, Mocha LimeWire. When LimeWire came along, oh, nigga, it was over with. You know what I'm saying? We won't worry about nothing. So, um, just to say, I say this more than music shit now. It's just, well, I was going for the Kendrick and Drake shit. You can tell who the difference between musical fans and actually just like, I don't know. I'm not saying Drake don't make music, but just to more important, I think I'll admit, like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, it hit me right away. But I took time to sit with an album to be like, okay, but it's not my favorite Kendrick's catalog, but he spoke some shit on there. Like he's always been. He's been probably one of the most vulnerable artists of our generation, which is the same way you see people like Pop, but like that comes from people that saying that. That's why I said about music. And I ain't saying Drake don't really. He's an emotional dude, in his music. I'm not saying he don't have a message or whatnot, but you can't sit here and lie and say his music recently is not. It's been trash. It's been kind of whack. It ain't really been too much of that shit really been hidden, and that's not some shit you usually get from Drake. You know, from Drake to drop some shit like some fire shit. You expect Drake to drop some bang. You don't expect Drake to come up in here with some hit misses, and he been doing a lot of misses for me recently. Because I've never been the biggest Drake fan, but I'll admit to I know this nigga got some good ass music right here. Like, if you just gonna be a hater, you're gonna be a hater. But I ain't gonna ever sit here and say this nigga don't drop no good music, you know. Unlike J. Cole try to say about Kendrick, which I definitely don't get why the fuck he did all that whole situation with him. I kind of wish he didn't get into it in the first. He should have never did it. This should never did in the first place. If you gonna do all that, you gonna take the shit off streaming and have a whole. I'm sorry, nigga. I feel like I should have did this. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, my nigga. The fuck is shit? And the more I get called this nigga, the more I feel offended. I'm like, don't. Hey, I have a black mom. First of all, let's just get. Let me not be disrespectful. Because a lot of culture was in culture too. I think was a big thing of this beef is you know we are if anyone can agree, Atlanta's been having the hip hop since 2000. Once the new two like once the 2000 hit, once niggas heard motherfucking What's Your Fantasy and all the other shit been out, of course, with Outkast and Goody Mob and other artists. It really was more just when that shit hit with Luda and then Lil Jon was just popping. You know, I don't know if Pastor Troy, Pastor Troy from. I don't know the exact, but I remember hearing Bia Bia. Like, what you talking about? Bia Bia. I'm like, oh shit, this shit hype. And just like you were seeing that the next year, you know, Ludacris was 2001 was a big year for Ludacris because Rush Hour 2 came out and fucking Area Codes was. Let me see exactly when did Rush Hour 2 come out because Area Codes came out, nigga, and that shit. What? In different area code. Yeah, 2001. That shit was everywhere. Everywhere. And I feel like Ludacris was like, that's when the South was like, all right, we here. And Atlanta was right there, just kicking those down on some shit. And I was fucking with it heavy, man. And I feel like Luda don't get his just due. He get his just due. I feel like I'll say he's the Busta Rhymes of the South. You feel me? Like just care his videos be fire. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing too. He has some dope videos and his style. You couldn't see him and say he couldn't rap. He could rap his ass off. That's the one thing with Luda. He can rap his ass off. But just to see from '01 to like '03, '04, oh my God. And I'm in the South at this time in '03. So you're seeing the Lil Jon and Eastside Boys, fucking Yin Yang Twins. That shit took over. And of course, yeah, about Usher and shit. When Usher dropped Confessions, that shit was done. There was no reason to say anything about what other album coming out. Like Confessions, I think yeah, the same year College Dropout came out the same year. Like you had some albums that year in '04. '04 was a big year to me in music. Like, and I was pissed I didn't listen to Doom. I didn't get into Doom until I watched the episode of Boondocks and they motherfucking played Raid. And I said, what the fuck is this? And then I get really deep into them. Pause. Pause on all that. Come on, God. Come on, son. I didn't really get deep into the into Doom's catalog until shot my boy Isaac. You know what I'm saying? Was out there, niggas out there skateboarding, white boys and shit. And he was like, do you listen to Doom, bro? And I'm like, that name sounds familiar. And then I just saw, just like, oh shit. And Quasimodo too. Quasimodo. Shout out to my boy Isaac and shit, man. But Yeah, just like more of that music at that time. 'Cause Mad Villainary came out that year, '04. So we like shit. A lot of good ass albums came out. But Atlanta, but like the South, I know I was in that place, and I know shit was a little bit different because he was, oh, it runs slow down there. Man, you couldn't tell nobody shit because they had their own shit, and the shit was pop. Like Lil Boosie was popping. Lil Boosie was like pop to them down there. Because when I say everybody was playing fucking Swerve, like they playing all the deep cuts. Like, and this one he just like he had the young nigga voice. Like he sounded like Scrappy Doo. You know what I'm saying? Like he had pre-yellow eyes. Boosie. That's when the Boosie I'm talking about. It man, he was cooking. He was cooking. Webby too. And you had fucking the shit from Memphis too, because motherfuckers was fucking with Lil White. They was fucking Lil White. He was kicking. Bubba Sparks was doing his shit. You know, well, I feel like he had a hit and miss because he came out on one. I remember that song he had with Timberland, and I think from the Carolinas too, if I'm not mistaken. He's from tripping. He ain't from but the South in general. But Atlanta, yeah, Atlanta really they took over '04. '04 was like their year, nigga. Usher was cooking, and then fucking I think Chicken and Beer by Ludacris came out too. What? When I move, you move, nigga. What? And that shit was not. That's Kanye. Go on with your big ass. Let me see something. Big Luda was that nigga, man. Like, but Atlanta really was just like it wasn't no, it wasn't fair because like then every other year in the underground it was bubbling too because right on that time you're getting Jeezy the next year and Gucci Man that next year and and I just came back to Minnesota that summer of '05. I remember the niggas was telling. I remember my cousin told me he said, "Nigga, we had quit football because we heard that motherfucking shit, that a Jeezy tape, and we wanted to sell dope too." I was like, "So okay, well, so much being so influential, nigga. I guess so. 'Cause what the fuck?" But Atlanta really just had that sound for so long, and that's what I see. Run to Atlanta, that shit kind of has a little something to it. If you know what I mean. I think the whole Kendrick Drake beef was down to culture. It was bound to happen, and it needed to happen. No bloodshed happened. Drake just got hit. No one expected this to happen. Like the way Kendrick moved was like kind of scary because he knew everything. He said it in so much you can tell. Also, is who the Travis motherfucking Hunter, nigga. Travis motherfucking Hunter, nigga. 4th and 8, and I think he got P on him too, nigga. That nigga, what? The nigga did it, nigga. The nigga did it, nigga. God damn. And it's holding. Yep, 21 defense, penny decline, nigga. First down, 1st and goal, bitch. That was probably the catch of the year. This nigga Travis Hunter, he might be going to Jacksonville, nigga. And then Brian Thomas Jr. Ooh, this nigga's and he stopped. The pass was late, and he caught it. That was a dot too. Damn. Anyway, um, no, it's also who, like I said, who listened to the lyrics. Kendrick said everything. He brought everything to light in Euphoria. Euphoria, besides, like, I know like that, but Euphoria is the most important song of this beef. Not like Guts was the knockout blow, but Euphoria was the most important song because he told everything in all these songs he did. But I think the daughter shit, 'cause I think he was like, we still don't get that shit because I feel like more importantly, it was just some weird ass info. It was like, why would you even put that out there? That's just weird and weak. But everything else, you just move different now. Now the whole, I found it weird with the whole Millie Bobby Brown shit too. Cause like Drake, you weren't on, you had Degrassi. Okay, nigga, I get that. But it wasn't like you was an Oscar winning motherfucking nigga. Like this girl's been winning shit. Like Stranger Things is different compared to Degrassi. Degrassi was just for the Canadians that was emotional. And the motherfuckers I didn't watch that shit. I wasn't watching that shit, nigga. I was outside, I guess. And I don't mean like, oh nigga, I was outside, nigga. I was watching football and pro wrestling at that time. Shit, nigga. I was an average teenage kid at that time. I didn't watch that shit. I didn't know what the fuck niggas talking about. Oh my god, straight from Degrassi. What the fuck is Degrassi? You ain't watch it like nigga, no. I ain't watch Degrassi, nigga. My days of watching anything on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, that shit died in like '06 for me. I just didn't really have the worth of but the word at the time really watching that shit no more. Like '05, really. I didn't watch that shit. Like '04, '05. I didn't really watch Disney Channel in the first. I watched Proud Family and That's So Raven, Even Stevens. But I was a Nickelodeon nigga. And once, like I said, once the Rugrats grew up, nigga, and Tommy had hair, I was done. You know?